Hello there, and thanks for clicking on this video. As you can see by title, today we're going to talk about one show, or actually two shows, but actually a guy that made these two shows that are very similar to each other. It's basically the same show, but also not really the same show. But even though both of them are very similar, I love them both so much. So as you can see, if you have been on my channel, I have already spoken about Downton Abbey and how underrated this show is. I really love Downton Abbey. I discovered it just last year, I think. I've seen all the movies, I've seen all the seasons, and it's such a cool show. Obviously there are some flaws here and there, and some things are like, come on, rich people and their issues. Do I really want to watch them struggle with, like, what dress do I get, or who do I marry? Oh, he's not rich enough for me. Like, this is all like, girl, come on. But also, we as the audience, we like escapism, we like pretty dresses and pretty settings, and pretty people right on the screen. So, and there's some drama here and there. So Downton Abbey is just such a good show to sit down and watch with your mom, for example, which I do exactly. And yeah, and then I saw I think a week ago or some days ago, I don't know, that Downton Abbey's might be might cross over with another show. And I'm like, what is this other show? And ta-da, we have a second Downton Abbey in the show called The Gilded Age, which is by the same person. Like, this dude right here that I'm going to show you on the screen is the Right Honorable the Lord Fellows of West Stafford. What is actually his name? Julian Fellows. Wow, that is a very, very long name. This dude that does not have the most pleasant face. He was even born in Egypt. That's insane. He made two very, very similar shows, and I'm not even mad about it. So, Downton Abbey obviously takes place in England, and it's situated in 1912 until 1926. I don't know if they're gonna tackle the Second World War in the third movie. I don't think so. But anyways, they're so in the 10s, 20s, 30s of the last century, obviously in England. And then you have another show that he made a few years later that is kind of the American version of that, which is called The Gilded Age. So The Gilded Age is, again, a historical drama, but it takes place in New York, in the USA. And the time frame is 1980s in New York City. So the two, we're going to talk about this later, might cross over, which is really cool. But as I said, I discovered Downton Abbey just last year, I think, and then a week ago or something, I discovered The Gilded Age. And I mean, when I started watching The Gilded Age, I was like, this is literally the same show, but I'm not even mad because Downton Abbey, it's a show about rich people doing rich things, and then the poor doing poor people things, I guess. I don't know how to say that, but the whole class struggle and the romance and the drama and everything. Still a very cool show. So when I started watching The Gilded Age, I was like, wow. So you're making money by doing the same thing. But the thing is it really the same thing? Is it really the same show? This is what this video is about, more or less. So let's talk about the similarities of both shows. So I think the biggest thing that I notice is obviously the matriarch. So you have obviously Maggie Smith, rest in peace, in Downton Abbey, who was the very strong-willed, kind of mean, but always justice. Like, she always puts down the justice in everything she does. I forgot English. Like, sometimes I do these videos, I forget English. She puts down the justice. I mean, I think you get it. Like, she always does the right thing, even though maybe she starts out as being mean and everything and vengeful, but then she's like, okay, I'm on your side. I'm on the good side. And then in the other show, in The Gilded Age, you do have Agnes, that I don't have her right now on the screen, but you have obviously Agnes, who is also a big actress that, oh, it's Christine Baranski, I think. She's also a great actress, just as Maggie Smith, and both of them are the matriarchs kind of the shows. They are the old ladies that have been through so much, have such a tough life, but at the end of the day, they will stand by your side. They are basically the same character. But I like Maggie Smith a bit more. She was a bit, I don't know, maybe it's just because of Maggie Smith, but it's basically the same character. So the setting, obviously, the years are a bit different, but I mean, the difference is about 30 years, 30, 40 years. So it's not such big difference. But yeah, more or less the same time period. The drama is more or less the same, especially the struggle between the rich and the poor, and the servants and the high society, and this high society not seeing them as people. I mean, it's a lot. But it's basically the same. I mean, even when it comes to the characters in the servants, as the servants, I mean, the always cheerful cook, we have that in both shows. We have always the wannabe girl that wants to defy borders. Well, actually, now we have the boy, but also the girl. Like, there are many similar characters in this. And then you have the butlers who are always stoic but always serve justice. It's so similar. Um, but yeah, as I said, you have the poor versus rich, the social issues. We have different social issues. I feel like, well, obviously the struggle between rich and poor, but also obviously in the Gilded Age, you have the black and white Americans. Slavery ended a few years ago. Topic, which I think it was very prevalent in season 2. I have not watched season 3 yet, because it's a very new show to me and I'm not there yet. But in season 2, the Tuskegee story was obviously a big part of that. And then in Downton Abbey, you have the Irish War of Independence or something. And you have many other things like feminist issues, like obviously women were not allowed to work, or if they would work, they would be looked down upon. Yeah, it's more or less the same issues, but from different perspective, I guess. Another similarity between these two shows is both of them look just so pretty. I think The Gilded Age is just one step prettier because everything is just so much colorful. And obviously, I think maybe because it takes place in New York and everything is much more opulent than when you look at Downton Abbey, everything is a bit toned down because maybe, the British are a bit like grayish, like they want to flash their richness, while the Americans are all with the huge dresses and the jewelry, and everything is just so much more bright and colorful, and I love it. I really love the dresses, and the castles and their houses and everything is just basically the same thing, but just on a level higher. Like, it's so pretty. But both of them look pretty much the same. The music is not the same, but amazing. It's, I mean, it's basically the same show, but just a bit different. And some of the differences are not even that many differences. In Downton Abbey, you have, I think, just one family that is the main character, and obviously Mary is the main character of that show. It has always been Mary, even if I did not like her, and I still kind of don't like her that much, but she was always the main character of that show. But when it comes to the Gilded Age, we do have I forgot her name again. The blonde girl, Marion, exactly, Marion. I thought she would be the main character, and she is kind of the main character. But also have the Russells, who obviously Berta is the main character of that, but also Larry kind of has his own story, and Gladys, and then obviously the man Russell, Joseph. No, I forgot his name again, because they always talk about like Mr. Russell, Mr. Russell, so they just call him Mr. Russell. He also has his storyline with the business. So, and obviously the servants have their own story, and the guy with the clock patent and whatever, like, have many main stories. I feel like here, while Downton Abbey was really more or less focused on Mary, and Gilded Age is more of like an ensemble cast, which I enjoy as well. a lot. And I also wrote more business than family drama. Obviously, it's a lot of family drama in the Gilded Age as well, but also the Mr. Russell business part of it is also super interesting. And it's also a big part of the whole show, while Downton Abbey was more or less, just the family drama. I think the business part came a bit later. So yeah. And also, obviously, Downton Abbey is about the aristocracy, and the Gilded Age is obviously about the high society. Well, you also have actually the tensions between the high society, because you have the newcomers, the new money versus the old money, which is super interesting. I love it. It's so, like, you both are rich. Like Mrs. Russell, like she wants to fit in. I'm like, you're so rich. Like, why do you need to fit in? It's so stupid, but yeah, it's interesting to watch. And her dresses, oh my god. But yeah, there are not many differences. There are definitely not many differences, but that's okay. Even if he's making, if the right honorable Julian Fellows, Mr. Whatever, makes the same show, I mean, it's still good, so I don't mind. So apparently there is a talk about a crossover in season 4. Oh my god, where did I go? You're seeing me. Apparently, there is a talk about a crossover in season 4. Is the Gilded Age preparing for a Downtown Abbey crossover in season 4? So now that season 3 of the Gilded Age is over, the time is up to start speculating about season 4. So there are several threads that need to be picked up. Do you see it? Oh, you don't see it. You're going to see it in a second. Here, a Collider article. So let's continue. Gladys is now the wife. Oh my god, this is actually a spoiler for me, because I'm not yet at season 3. But I mean, I know where things are going. So Gladys is now the wife of Hector, the Duke of Buckingham. With the show now closer than ever to its British counterpart, we cannot help but wonder, is a crossover in the works for season 4? So the Gilded Age and Downton Abbey creator Julian Fellows himself spoke about it during an interview. So he basically said, well, obviously there's an opportunity to stage a crossover because they're both in England. Things like the shooting season or whatever would incorporate many great houses for all of these families as they would travel around England. We can bring about a conjunction whenever we wish. Really, we haven't got one planned yet, so we have to see. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, I think they're probably doing it because many people want that, I feel like. But yeah, I they probably won't reveal it until it's like said and done if they film something. So if Fellows decides to play with both his creations, there's just one detail that will be different for Downton Abbey fans. So yeah, the thing is, um the Crowleys, I think obviously the matriarch of the Crowleys, Maggie Smith, is going to be way young in this, like 34 years younger. So it's going to be super interesting to see her young. So let's see what else they're saying. Fans really want the Gilded Age to expand its universe. So this isn't the first time the fans have gotten hyped up about the possibility of Gilded Age crossover. A couple of months ago, a slate of Just Like That fans were ready to bet that protagonist Carrie Bradshaw was writing a book that was actually the story of Gilded Age. That's stupid. Okay. This time, however, we were talking about two shows by the same creator. So yeah, this might definitely happen. And yeah, I am excited to see if this does happen. And who knows? I think, let me delete this. I think it's pretty possible, and I would like to see it because we're going to see, young Crowleys and yeah, young Maggie Smith. It's going to be great. And the Gilded Age, the people from the Gilded Age, I feel like they're even more like, they're like in their insults and like they're kind of bitching. They're even worse than Downton Abbey. And I thought like Downton Abbey people were like very like I better than you vibe, but the Gilded Age is just over. Like they're just way worse than the Downton Abbey people, I feel like. So it's going to be interesting to see the two of them, like the two, you know, casts interact. Obviously, we're not going to see Mary and the girls, but we're definitely going to see a young Maggie Smith. Well, obviously not the actress, but her character that I kind of forgot the name of, so I'm just calling her young Maggie Smith. So yeah, that might be super exciting, and I hope it comes to fruition because I think two shows are just so great and just so lovely to watch. Even though sometimes I'm like, I cannot bother like watching um, rich people complain about their non-issues, but it's entertaining, and I actually do enjoy it. Even though I roll my eyes at that, but it transfers you to another world, and I do enjoy that very much. So do let me know down below which show is better, or do you want the two of them to come together, or do you think that Gilded Age is just a fake, worse knockoff of Downton Abbey, and do you want to see maybe another show like in that universe or in that spirit? I think Bridgerton might be something like that. I've not seen it, and I don't plan on watching it. It's just, I don't know, I just don't feel compelled to. But yeah, I think there are other shows like that. I just have to find them. But I feel like Downton Abbey and The Gilded Age are really like they really did set the bar very high. So yeah, we'll see what comes next. Do let me know down below your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, may the force be with you.